This is Sharon Bornholt with the Louisville Gals Real Estate Blog, and I wanted to make a quick video and show everyone the benefits of using your local tax assessor site. Now, if you don't know where to find your tax assessor site, just Google your county. In my case, that's Jefferson County, and then Jefferson County tax assessor site, and it will pop up. So once you have done that and you have found your site, you will be able to get a certain amount of information free, and this varies by area. In my area, you can get very little information without having a subscription. So most folks here that work in real estate have a subscription, and in my area, that costs about $30 a month. Now, I haven't seen too many areas where it costs a lot of money to have the subscription, and it is so worth it. So let me just show you here. I'm just at the site now, and let's assume that I wanted to get some information. I'll just put in 3110 Carriage Hill Drive and then hit search. Now I'm in the free portion now. So you can see what comes up. You get the name, the parcel ID, the assessed value, and the subdivision that it's in. Really not very much information at all. So let me show you what happens then when I log into the PVA, into my account, and we will put in that same address, and let me show you what comes up what comes up in the paid version. Now, when a seller calls me, I always pull up the house while they're on the phone. So I've pulled up this house on Carriage Hill Drive, and you will see right off that you get a great picture of the house. Now, in most cases, there will be at least two pictures. So if I scroll down just a little bit, I can see that there's one other photo, probably taken a very long time ago, because I happen to know there's a bunch of stuff built behind this house here. So, but it does give you two photos. Sometimes there will be more. There will be like photos taken over many years. You will also notice that it had the zip code, and that basic information was not even in the free version. The parcel ID we're not going to use too much, but we'll go on down here to the assessed value. It tells you that it's a single family dwelling. If you were to need the district number, which I'm not sure why you would, it will tell you Jefferson County is the school district, the subdivision, and we'll come back to this in a minute, the tax information. Now look over here for just a minute. You can print this out, you can view this in maps, and you can also view the neighborhood sales list. What I like about it is if I'm talking to a seller, and if you were to ask them how many square feet the house is, they may have a rough idea, but this is the square footage of the house. 1,524, a basement has 1,200 finished, so it has some unfinished space. And then it has an attached garage, and you can tell by the size of that garage that it's a two-car garage. So property details, we have a single family built in 1972. You can see from the picture it's brick and it has a hip roof, but if you didn't have that picture, it would give you that information. It does have central air. It does have a fireplace. So it gives you a lot of the information that you need. Now, one thing that I think is very strange about our PVA is it has the number of bathrooms, but it doesn't tell you how many bedrooms there are. So that's a little quirky feature about ours. And you can see here is the sketch of the house, and looking, we know that the garage entrance is over here because you can see that from the picture. So you've got the garage on the back of the house, and then you've got this, what I'm assuming is a little patio area. Another thing that I really like is that the map is right here. So if it's an area that I'm unfamiliar with, I can pull down the map into a smaller size, and then I can say, okay, well, I know where that is. I know exactly where that is. If I don't know where the property is located, then I can quickly get an idea of the location. The sales history is something else that is really nice. Now this one only has a certain number of years of sales history, but you can tell that it's been sold several different times. And if you're working in probates, let's look up here and see who the owner of record is, Matt and Courtney. If you were working in, let's say, probates, and the deceased was this person listed here, we'll just say it was Mr. Smith, and then you could see that it had changed, the ownership had changed here recently. This would be the name that would probably show up at the top of the page. And if you had the executor's name, you could easily tell that this person was the executor. So this is one way that I use it for probates and for seeing, you know, finding out how to locate some people. You can do a little bit of research. If you were to need the legal description of the property, it's here. You can also see how it has gone up or down in value, which is really helpful too. Now you'll see a lot more changes in this area if the house has been sold multiple times. So that is basically all of the information you can get from your tax assessor's site. Now what I really love, as I said, is that I can be talking to someone on the phone about a house, and I can take a look at that, what the physical property looks like, and give me a real good idea of, yeah, you know, whether or not this is a house I'm going to be interested in, whether or not it's a neighborhood I'm going to be interested in, and it allows me to ask better questions. Another thing that I always try to figure out early on is about the property taxes. Are they current or are they in arrears? So I'm going to look here, click on that link, it'll take me right over to the property tax site, and I can see that there are, you know, the taxes. It doesn't show any unpaid taxes. These are not due until December of this year. And you can see here how much you're going to pay if you don't pay in December. By April, you're going to owe quite a little bit more, $450 or something more by waiting to pay your taxes. So that's just a really quick lowdown of how the property search works. But let me show you one more thing. Now you would typically not search by parcel ID or the legal description. But let's say that it's a probate, and when you, in my area, you will get the name of the deceased, and you will get the name, and you will get the property address. Well, when you've been doing this for a while, you'll recognize certain addresses as being nursing homes. So does that mean that they don't have property? Not necessarily. So if you don't have the actual address where a property might be located, let's say it is a nursing home, then you might want to look up the owner's name. Let's say, for instance, it is Barnett William J. Let's just see if anyone comes up. No records found. So let's go back and let's take the J off and see what we can find. Sometimes you have to tweak around the name a little bit because you don't know how the property was listed on this tax assessor's site. Looks like it's still searching for William Barnett's, and then let's see what comes up. Okay, so there, if we were trying to search for a name, you can see here that like William C., it could be that we had the wrong middle initial. It could be there was no initial at all. Here's another case of one person owning two homes. Just happened to stumble upon those. Looking here, well, you can see William Barnett. That's very interesting. At any rate, that's how you would look up a person by name. On our PVA, there's no comma or anything like that. So I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, I use this all the time. I love the tax assessor site, and it's probably the best $30 I spend every month. So if you have any questions, just hit me up and I'll be happy to answer them. This is Sharon Bornholt with the Louisville Gals Real Estate Blog.